Hey guys, welcome to another math class. Today we're going to be moving on to a new topic, and to demonstrate, got this box of Cheerios, and we learned about perimeter the last couple of days. So the perimeter is just the distance around. So we'd measure the four sides of this rectangular front of the cereal box, and we would have our perimeter. Now perimeter is just one dimension. It's just the length going all the way around. So that's why we would talk about something being 30 centimeters as a perimeter or 10 centimeters. Today we're going to be learning about something called area. An area is just the amount of space covered by a flat surface. So if we look at the front of this cereal box, the amount of space covered by the front would be the area of this cereal box. So I'll go talk about that in the lesson. So let's go. Okay, so today's lesson is on the area, and we're just going to be talking about the area of rectangles today. So a definition of area is the amount of space covered by a flat surface. So again, if you think back to perimeter, we're talking about, if we talk about the perimeter of a basketball court, it'd be the distance around the outside of the basketball court, whereas the area is the amount of space covered by the inside floor or surface of the court. So if we look at something like a cereal box, which is a rectangle, if we say that this rectangle here would be the cereal box, and I'm just going to give some measurements, and these would not be accurate measurements, but we'll just say that the side is 4 centimeters and this is 3 centimeters. So the way area works, and if this is a little bit confusing, it'll make more sense in a little bit. But if we divide the length of this side into 4 centimeters, or each like 1 centimeter segments, so each of these is 1 centimeter, and then each of these little segments, so 1 centimeter, 2 centimeters, 3 centimeters. Now what I'm going to do is just extend these lines across. So, and you'll understand in a minute why. So there's okay, so now the way it works, the way area is measured, you have each of these would represent, like if this is 1 centimeter, and this is 1 centimeter, this is 1 centimeter, this is 1 centimeter. Each of these is a 1 centimeter square, basically. So if I count up how many there are, there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. So there's 12 centimeter square boxes, and that's the way area is measured, into those little, how many square centimeters, or if it's square meters, or whatever distance it is that that somebody has. So even like if you're talking about the amount of the area of a certain piece of land that someone wants to purchase, they would measure the area in maybe square meters or even square kilometers if it's a really big piece of land. Okay, so our area for this one would be 12 centimeters, and the reason we call them square centimeters, this is the way you write this. So there's 12 of these boxes, so let's say 12. It's in centimeters, that's your unit, but the reason we have something called square centimeters, I'm going to put this little 2, because area is measured in 2 dimensions, length and width. So 1, 2 dimensions, not just the distance around something, which would be perimeter, which is 1 dimension. It's 2 dimensions, length and width is what you're measuring. So that's why for area, this little 2 tells you it's measured in 2 dimensions, the length and the width, so 12 centimeters squared. Now some of you might see this and be like, well, 4 and 3, what you do, how do you get 12 from 4 and 3? Well, you just multiply them together. So really, when it comes down to it, finding the area of a rectangle is pretty simple. And I'll just write the formula over here. So the area is equal, for a rectangle, is equal to the length times the width. So the area of a rectangle is equal to the length times the width. So that's the main thing you got to know. So if this was a little bit confusing with all these square boxes, really all you need to focus on is, well, area is equal to length times width, and you have to remember it's centimeters or meters squared because it's measured in 2 dimensions. Okay, I'm going to do one more example. So again, this is a rectangle, and again, remember for rectangles, even though I haven't drawn this accurately, if this was 4 centimeters and if this was 10 centimeters, then all you're really doing for area becomes really simple once you know it, is what is the area? Well, if you remember your formula, A stands for area, and area is equal to the length, L, times the width, W. And then the length and width, it doesn't really matter too much what you put for length and width. I usually say the longer one is the length, so the length is 10 times the width is 4, and that equals 10 times 4, 40 centimeters, because it's in centimeters, the units. And you have to remember that it's 40 centimeters squared. Okay, so again, the square is important because you're measuring area in 2 dimensions, not just the length of something, but also the width of something, which gives you that 40 centimeters squared. Okay, last example just quickly. If this was another rectangle, and if you, let's say this is 2, we'll just say meters this time, and then this is 9 meters. If a question asks you, what is the perimeter, P, and what is the area, A? So again, this is important that you remember the difference. So the perimeter is the distance around the outside of an object or a shape. So you'd say, well, 2 plus 9, and then this would be 2 as well, plus 9. So 2 plus 9 plus 2 plus 9. And if you add those up, 2 plus 9 is 11, and then another 11 would give you 22. And it's just meters because it's just one dimension, just going around, it's just the length all the way around something. Whereas the area, the formula is length times width. So it would just be 2 times 9, which is 18, and it's meters squared. So just important to remember the difference of perimeter and area, and that area is meters squared.